Hi, old guy here. So today we're going to talk about socket holders. These happen to be from Harbor Freight. They're pretty decent. They have a locking button on them, whereas some of the older ones didn't. And we'll compare this to the older ones. Now, this one has half, 3/8, and 1/4 inch. Now, they don't come that way. Unfortunately, you can't get mix and match. So you can buy this whole rod with 1/2 inch. You can buy it with 3/8, and there's like, I think, 16 of these, and 12 of these. Not real sure. So anyway, you'd have to buy 3. Well, not everybody has just 1/2 inch sockets. Not everybody has 3/8, and not everybody has 1/4. So if you want to mix and match, which I've done, you get some left over and you have a rod left over. The other thing I like about this, it's magnetic, and I'll show you how that helps me later. So we're going to go up to the bench and we're going to compare it to other socket holders. Not necessarily ones like this that lock, but this is a decent fix. Okay, like I was saying before, this is the Harbor Freight. You can buy a rod of it. This, the carrying rod, but you can only buy half on it, or 3/8, or 1/4 inch. You can't buy a combination like this is. But they have a locking button. It's nice. Now, these are some of my older ones. This one here is so far back it came from Craftsman. This is Harbor Freight when I was trying to use it, so these are Harbor Freight also. I'm not a real fan of these. The Harbor Freight ones are made real cheaply. I put the little lock piece on here to hold it on, but they come off real easy. So if you put it on, it holds, but it doesn't hold as well as an old Craftsman, okay? Those are harder. Now I got these because I basically use a couple of toolboxes on my bench for most of my tools, and I have another toolbox for specialty tools. But I like this, 1/2 inch. It clicks on, and it's hard to pull off. I like that it has the locking button. 3/8 and 1/4 inch. So you can run a combination if you buy several bars. It works out real well. The other thing I like about it is, like I was saying before, it's magnetic. So when I put it in my toolboxes, I put it up against the side of the toolboxes. And unlike this, where they're just kind of rolling around in a toolbox, these stay fastened. Okay, so I've got my 2 toolboxes here, and I'm going to show you why I got the Harbor Freight ones. So here we have 1/2 inch longs. I can actually take it out, stick it on the toolbox, and it'll hold. Or I could stick it on the side of a car if I'm in the junkyard. So that's handy. Now this happens to be all 3/8. But what I like about it, it doesn't move in the toolbox, okay? It just sits there. I've got another one here. It's basically set up for 3/8, 1/2 inch, and small adapters and stuff. And again, it's magnetic, so it sits right there. It doesn't move around. Okay? Over here we have the other toolbox that sits on my bench. I'm trying to stay out of the light so you can see. And this is what I take to the junkyard. So this here is a long one. Okay, I use the whole bar. And as you can see, I've got 1/2 inch, I've got 3/8, and I've got 1/4 inch on there. And those are my Torx, some Allens, and triple stars. And when you put it back in the box, it stays where you put it. And I did the same thing with my Easy Outs. a couple of triple star large ones. And I can always just set it up in the drawer so it's flat also. But it sticks to the side, and I don't have to worry about them running all over the place. And over here, I basically have my Allens. Again, they stick. They don't come loose. If I want to, I can leave it in there, and I can pull out a socket, or I can just pull them, anyway. This is why I got the magnetic ones from Harbor Freight. I don't have to screw them down or anything. And if I want to stop them from sliding off the ends, I put a zip tie on it, okay? At each end. And I cut them off. And when I cut them, I make sure I still have a magnet on it. Otherwise, it doesn't do me any good when I go shorter. These are my Harbor Freight socket holders. This is my thoughts. This is what I did. You don't have to.